Last time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Greetings, Captain. I can't tell you how glad we are to see the Enterprise. There were dozens of warbirds. We thought we were done for, but they just kept going. It looks like they were headed for the Zatarnus Nebula. The Klingons have promised to send us support, but we've just detected some incoming warbirds.
Locking
Targeting
weapons.
Romulan warbird.
Torpedo locked.
Why did your ships cross the neutral zone, Tiralak? Surely you knew that you were being intercepted.
Of course we did. We gained far more than you realize.
We're in need of some repairs.
There's no time. We've just received a communication from a Klingon attack cruiser in the Bayless system.
Captain Picard, it is an honor. I bear good news, Captain. We have saved one of your communication relays from a Romulan attack. We were completely unscathed, and we captured a warbird and many prisoners. During our interrogations, the prisoners mentioned a weapon of some kind, a relic of a long-dead race known as the Chodak.
Your suspicions that this was not a full-scale invasion appear to be correct. The Romulan incursion appears to be limited to the sectors between the neutral zone and the Zatarnus Nebula. The recurring thread through all this seems to be the Chodak.
Most of the surviving Chodak ruins are in Romulan space. However, we recently discovered a new site on Frigis.
Captain, an urgent message is coming in from Chancellor Larac of Frigis.
On screen.
Captain Picard, a Romulan warbird has invaded our system.
The ancient Chodak have suddenly assumed great importance in galactic affairs. We were hoping you could tell us some more about them.
Their empire spanned this quadrant, encompassing tens of thousands of star systems. Then, 900,000 years ago, it disintegrated, almost overnight. They had an entire planet called Allanor, from which they ruled their empire. They used devices similar to isolinear rods as keys to many of their machines. Here, let me give you one.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Chodak technology?
The crowning glory of their technology was something called the Unity device that made it possible for them to control their far-flung empire. When the Chodak lost it somehow, their empire fell apart almost immediately.
Sir, we are receiving a signal from Starfleet.
An unknown alien race has just crossed the neutral zone into Federation space.
Do we have any idea of their objectives?
That's the strangest part. It looks like they're pursuing the Romulan fleet into the Zatarnus Nebula.
And now the continuation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Star Trek: A Final Unity, Episode 8. And I believe...
Unidentified alien vessel ahead. They have locked weapons onto us.
Yes, we're about to engage an unknown alien vessel. As Starfleet Command reported, a bunch of them has crossed the neutral zone in pursuit of the Romulan fleet, which had previously invaded. I believe this might be one of the hardest fights in the game. We'll see. I suppose I should just get on with it and hope for the best, and I apologise for the possible schizophrenic nature of this fight. So let's get on with it.
Red alert! Shields up!
Hail them.
There is no response.
Evasive maneuvers.
Go to red alert.
Enemy ship is firing. The target is out of range. Torpedo locked. The shields are holding.
Warning.
The enemy has engaged in self-destruct sequence.
Already?
Fire.
What's the sensor say? Oh yeah, it's heavily damaged. Okay, this was a bit easier than I thought it would be.
Fire.
Torpedo away.
There we go. Alright, easy. But we've got these smaller ones, right? Okay. And the view has changed to... Oh, something happened. Okay. I think the game just crashed. Please stand by. Okay, I'm back, and I've been through this several times now, and each time the game crashes when this ship is destroyed. I have tried a few iterations. I can't seem to hit these smaller ships, which I think are the same ship that we encountered at Merton's orbital station. But hey-ho, at least I know now we can actually warp away, so rather than fight and continue to try and get this to work, I'm going to warp away. and unfortunately probably going to lose something as a result. Oh, that's different. There we go.
Enemy ship is firing.
Warp engines unable to sustain current speed. Reducing speed to maximum warp.
That's a bit odd.
Captain, sensors indicate that the outpost has been destroyed. There are no survivors.
That was a cool cutscene.
Mr. Data, check the ship's computer for any possible identification of these aliens.
We have no record of contact prior to these attacks.
There have been rumors of a war between the Romulans and an unknown race on the other side of Romulan space. Perhaps these are the same aliens.
I want to know why we had so little warning before the alien vessel's attack.
We did not detect them on our sensors until they were already within visual range.
Did they have a cloaking device?
During the battle, our sensors registered emissions similar to those of the alien probe that attacked Merton's stations and the planetary shield protecting Phrygia.
A chameleon field?
That appears to be the case.
Perhaps these aliens were also responsible for the attack on Merton's station.
The chameleon field is an ancient Chodak technology. These aliens might have borrowed it from them.
That would explain their attack on the station. They were after the Chodak artifacts.
Mr. Data, plot the course of the alien vessels based on their attacks in this sector.
The pattern of their attacks would indicate that they are headed for the Zatarnis Nebula.
Then it appears that the Romulans aren't the only race seeking the Unity device.
What are your orders, Captain?
Okay, yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's the actual Chodak, not just a race using the Chodak. I do like that ship design. It looks suitably beefy and dangerous. I don't think we have any further tactical combat at this point. I hope not, because it's a pain in the arse, especially if it crashes. So yeah, I think last time we were on Phrygia and we were trying to find some threads about the Chodak, and we learned that there was a central bureaucratic planet. I think it's called Allanor. But Chancellor Ruck and Phrygia gave us some Chodak technology, like a nice linear rod and something else to help read their computers. So we've been there, so we need to go to Horst III, I think, and see if Shanok can help us further in understanding what's going on here.
Set course for Horst III, Warp 5.
Aye, sir.
Warp engines unable to sustain current speed. Reducing speed to maximum warp.
Warp 2.6, are you serious? Wow, I mean, okay. Let's bump the reactor output a little, guys, come on. I think that's just because of the battle we just had. Yeah, you can see here, warp power is slowly climbing. Let's half power the weapons. That'll help boost our... There we go. Power reserves are building. Okay. Seems like we're just about to arrive there anyway, so I think we're okay. Although still going rather slow. Yeah, okay. I'm going to try and increase that speed.
Engage.
Oh, okay. That was a bit misleading then. It said 1.3 light years and now it's 20 light years. Okay, whatever. Interesting, when we walked away from that battle, it still seemed to think there was one of the alien ships there, but I was able to go back to the bridge and it was fine. So, yeah, whatever. But yeah, hopefully no more...
Sensors are picking up a vessel.
Oh god. I was going to say, hopefully no more tactical combat, but apparently I'm wrong. Well, let's see what happens. I wish I could save here.
Intercept the target.
Helm, plot an intercept course.
Yellow
A Romulan
alert.
warbird is on sensors.
It's a Romulan. Okay.
Torpedo
Warbird.
locked. We are being hailed.
Put up a brave fight, Captain. I salute you.
I launched a wave of torpedoes. You did nothing, and it was a brave fight. Okay.
It's a good day to die, Commander.
Direct hit.
Savor your victory while you can, Captain. You will find it short-lived.
Please don't crash.
Fire.
Okay. Can I go now?
The Romulan warbird has been destroyed.
Alright. Hopefully then maybe it's just a case that the
Cancelled. Condition green.
unknown vessel was causing the crash. The Romulans seem fine. And I just noticed we've got 5 alert statuses here. We've got green, red, and yellow. Or yellow and red. I've never seen orange and slightly less green alert. Whatever. Alright, can we continue to Horst III, please? I suppose it makes sense that we might encounter ships now and then.
Captain's log. We have arrived at Horst III to request some advice from the noted Vulcan archaeologist, Shinnok. Instead, all we have found here is a recorded message buoy broadcasting continuously.
That was a nice shot. I like that.
To whoever hears this message. The sudden incursion into this region of space by a flotilla of Romulan warships has made this remote expedition untenable. For the safety of my crew, I have decided to abandon this site temporarily. In the name of science, I ask that you do not disturb my work on this planet. There is one site that requires special care. The Chodak site seems to have a field that camouflages it to normal sensors. I located it mostly by accident. There is a platform jutting out part way down a deep shaft in the ground. Further investigation has been blocked by an ancient rock slide.
As much as I would like to honor Shinnok's request to leave the site alone, we don't have that luxury. The current situation makes it imperative that we learn where this planet Allanor is. This Chodak base may have the information we need. We should form an away team at once to investigate this shaft that Shinnok spoke of, but we'll have to be careful to disturb as little on the site as possible.
Okay then. To the transporter room we go. I think I'll ring Captain Picard, because of course he is a
Beam down coordinates.
archaeologist. So let's bring... Where's Picard? Here we go.
Picard, please report to the transporter room.
If we're going to have some Chodak technology, I want our best engineers and minds, so we'll have Data and LaForge.
Lieutenant Commander LaForge, please report to the transporter room.
And I don't think it really matters who the last person is. I think Troy has a bit of dialogue here for this one. So let's bring her.
Report to the transporter room.
Right, and we're going to want these items. I don't think the data crystal's needed, but I'll bring it anyway. But I think this Isolator and this programmer is what we need here to interact with the Chodak technology. I don't think we're going to need those. Okay, so energize.
No unusual
Okay. Just letting the music play. It's quite nice. Nice little bit of ambience.
Those spires are fascinating. I wonder whether they're natural or whether the Chodak sculpted them that way. I wonder if there could be anything behind this pile of rubble. This chasm extends as far down as I can see.
Data can see further?
Deep pits seem to be a motif in the Chodak architectural style. It is possible those... Perhaps there is something...
Okay, I'm kind of curious. No, and...
Indicate that this chasm is 3.487 kilometers deep. The walls are composed primarily of igneous rocks.
So don't fall down, basically. Alright. Can we... I assume we can phaser this.
A hollow area about...
Right, okay, well... Troy, you don't get to use the phaser much. I think we need a high setting. Let's try something in the middle. Ha! Not high enough. It made them glow, and that's about it. So let's just go for the maximum setting. There we go. Alright. I love this architecture. It's weird and alien. Lots of angles. The ambience is kind of weird as well.
Look, a shooting star. On Earth, that means you get to make a wish.
Shooting star is actually a misnomer. In reality, they are simply meteors which are incinerated as they enter a planet's atmosphere.
I know, Data, and rainbows are just the refraction of light by water droplets, but they're still beautiful.
And I think that was the only reason I brought Troy along. Just for that little bit of dialogue. I'm not sure if that kind of happens more often in the game. I just seem to remember this one. So what do we got? Access shaft generator. Come on, Data. Let's grab the forge. Have to take a look at this.
Generates the chameleon field that disguises the station when you look at it from space.
Okay.
No unusual.
There appears screen. There's a screen?
Under the right circumstances, I might be able to make this...
Okay, there's a screen behind something here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, okay, well, let's take a look.
Under the right circumstances.
Okay.
This panel is activated by a pattern of interactive electric fields. I might be able to get it to work. No unusual readings.
Yeah. Does Data have anything to say?
The panel can only be activated by a complex interactive pattern. This aperture indicates...
Well, I think we know what should go here. There's a rod here. And... there we go. And then we need to use this to turn the computer on. Ooh, okay. Let's take some readings.
Some of the data has been corrupted over time. However, I believe the ship's computer can still extract a great deal of information. Intriguing.
Indeed. Picard, any... Yes, very fascinating.
It did not work. Even though some of the data has been corrupted over time, our computer can probably
I guess there's nothing else to do here. Okay, well, let's take the rod and go on. I think there's literally nothing else here. There is somewhere here. Okay, let's go. That's cool. Alright.
Readings indicate that this chasm is 3 point...
That's the same as outside. What's this?
The instrument is set to measure the interval between certain subspace fluctuations. Knowing where this instrument was pointed may help us determine what the Chodak were attempting to study. No unusual...
The device was set up to measure the time between certain subspace pulses.
there nothing else?
It didn't work. The device is like a subspace phase spectrometer. We use them to measure the intervals between subspace phase pulses.
If that would explain why this outpost is so far from the main body.
I'm going to try and do that again.
The device is like a...
Shit. I skipped a bunch of dialogue there. I'm sorry. Well, if you pause the video, you can actually see the text of what was said. Bugger. And I don't have a recent save.
This looks like a device for...
This is clearly a scientific base. I want to check out everything here.
If we hope to learn anything...
I think we've learned all we can here. We got the information from the computer. There is nothing else
It did not work.
to interact with. I think that's it. We got what we needed. So, yeah. That's a bit disappointing. There's nothing else really here. I would have thought there'd be something a bit more to do here. Okay, well, back to the ship then.
Beam us up. Captain's log. The archaeological site on Horst remains a fascinating mystery. I'm hoping that our ship's computer will be able to analyze the tricorder data we discovered at the Chodak site and tell us quickly what we need to know. Mr. Data, any suggestions?
I suggest...
Primary core access enabled. Systems online.
Can we get anything here? Instruments, okay. This is the telescope-like device. Okay, the coordinates intersect an arm of the Zatanus Nebula. Possible some uncharted object exists there. This could be where they expect the Unity device to materialize. We got some coordinates here. Okay. Okay, well... what do we do now?
Counselor, do you have any thoughts?
I'm sorry, Captain.
No.
Captain.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Okay, well... I don't think
Williams here. What can I do for you, Captain?
I don't think Starfleet has anything useful to say.
I'd like to confirm our current orders.
Of course. Your orders are to investigate the real reasons behind the Romulan incursion.
Yeah.
Picard out.
Do we just wait for a while then? Or...
I have correlated the ancient Chodak star chart with our own astrogation charts.
There we go. We wait.
Does it reveal the location of the Unity device?
I can find no mention of the device. However, the chart does contain the planet Allanor.
If Allanor was the administrative center of the Chodak Empire, isn't there a chance some trace of the Chodak remain, even today?
That sounds like a long shot.
It might be the only one we've got, number one. Where is Allanor?
The planet is located inside the neutral zone.
I don't think we need to worry about the treaty at this point.
Still, we must use caution. There is a provision of the treaty which allows for scientific research. We'll use that as a cover for our mission.
I'm sure the Romulans would be totally okay with that, considering the current situation.
Mr. Worf, inform Starfleet.
Aye, sir.
Lay in a course for Allanor, Warp 5. Engage.
"89 light years. We can go faster than that now, I think.
Engage.
So off to Allanor we go. I think this is the second last...
Warning. Entering the neutral zone.
Captain, I've been studying our records of one of the Chodak devices we found on Horst III. It appears to have been designed to measure the period of a pulsar for use as a standard of time.
Translating Chodak time units would be a major breakthrough. It will give us a better understanding of Chodak science.
Unfortunately, the Zatarnis Nebula has expanded since the Chodak abandoned the station. The nebula now completely obscures the pulsar.
The nebula grew that quickly?
The Zatarnis Nebula is one of the youngest celestial bodies in the galaxy.
Are there observations of a pulsar in that region of space?
None in Federation records, but the Chodak star chart does contain a pulsar at the proper coordinates.
Can we observe the pulsar ourselves?
The pulsar is on the far side of the nebula. It cannot be observed from anywhere within Federation space.
Does it have a name? We should be sure a science vessel is sent to observe it.
The Chodak chart refers to it as the Gambara Pulsar. It lies in unexplored space near the Romulan border.
Okay. I was going to say, I think this is the second last planet or location we visit.
Federation space.
For Allanor.
Warning. Entering the neutral zone.
Okay, so we're crossing the zone a bit.
Helm, standard orbit.
So yeah, the second last planet, this is, I think, one of the longest sections, perhaps? I don't remember. I do remember there's a few puzzles on this one, though, and there's a possible divergence in how you approach to finding the Unity device in the end. But let's get on with it.
Captain's log, we have arrived at the planet Allanor, where we hope to find information about the Unity device, a legendary superweapon created by the ancient Chodak. Although we've managed to travel deep into the neutral zone without being challenged, I feel certain that an encounter with the Romulans is only a matter of time.
Okay, I'm going to save quickly.
We have completed our scan of the planet. The surface is heavily damaged and radiation levels are high, possibly the result of war in the distant past.
Are there any life signs?
No, sir, but we have detected an extensive network of caverns below the surface. We are picking up Cochrane field emissions from one of the chambers.
Is it a natural phenomenon?
I do not believe so. The field is exhibiting a binary modulation pattern, which may imply some form of computer in operation.
Sounds like a good place to begin a search.
Sir, many of the caverns are heavily shielded. Our comm systems and transporters will be unable to penetrate them. The nearest beam-in point is more than 3 kilometers from the Cochrane field source.
Then that will have to be close enough. I'll lead the away team myself.
Captain, we have no idea what's down there. We can't risk it.
Number one, we have no choice. The Unity device, if it exists, could be a weapon of incredibly destructive power. We must learn what it is and what it can do. My knowledge of the Chodak could be vital to the success of our mission.
I'm not sure you have that much knowledge of the Chodak. Certainly no more than the rest of the crew at this point. But, okay.
All right, sir. I'll assemble an away team.
Make it so.
What does it look on the view screen? It was green, though, when we were approaching. Yeah, whatever. Alright, well, let's head down to Allanor. I seem to recall that if you beam...
Down coordinates selected.
If you beam back up to the ship during this mission, Worf reports an unknown ship coming towards us, and I think if you do it a couple more times, you end up having to fight a Romulan ship, but I'm not too concerned about that, because I don't think we'll be doing that. Right, Picard.
Please report to the transporter room. Lieutenant Commander Data, please report to the transporter room. Lieutenant Commander LaForge, please report to the transporter room. Ensign Karlstrom.
No.
Please report to the transporter room.
No. Karlstrom, bugger off. You're a terrible voice actor. I don't want you here. Go away. I honestly don't know who is supposed to come along. Data and LaForge, you know, I always like to have them along. Picard's necessary. Riker should stay in command of the ship. I think Troy or Crusher have anything useful to do. So, let's go with Worf.
Lieutenant Worf, please report to the transporter room.
Oh, bugger. Bugger. I forgot to... Because what I forgot to do was to add items here that we actually vitally need for this mission. So, sorry about that. So yeah, I'm just going to reload. So we're going to have to go through all this fluff again.
To the transporter room.
I suppose if I'd set it to automatically choose the crew members, this would be faster. Instead of having to wait for the computer to do the report to the transporter room line. Right, isolinear rod. Programmer... I don't think we need data crystal. We'll take the tricorders as well. Okay, now we can go.
Can you locate the source of the Cochrane field the ship's sensors detected?
The Cochrane field source lies in this direction.
If the source of the Cochrane field emissions is truly an operational computer, there's no telling what we might learn.
I just hope there's enough information to allow us to find the Unity device.
Alright, okay. Got some interesting animations going on up here. It kind of reminds me of the googly-eyed computer on Morasia, if you remember. But let's do some scanning. What's this?
These readings are inconclusive. Something may be interfering with the tricorder scan.
Okay. Warning, radiation levels very high. Okay.
We should not open the doors.
Door passage blocked with solid matter.
We should not open...
Yeah, I got that the first time. What about that door?
The tricorder scan did not provide any additional information.
Okay, what's this? Schedule? Chodak schedule. This looks like some names and... Oh, Wrinkle. Wasn't that the ship that was possibly used in the rebel attack? I seem to recall.
I have recorded the information.
Ashes.
Readings confirm that these are the remains of a Romulan. I suspect the drone was the cause of his demise.
Yes, this thing in the center. Foreign object.
The device freezes logic circuits by emitting broadband electromagnetic interference.
Now, I seem to recall this thing's pretty dangerous. Set my phasers to maximum. Also, I'm going to save here again, because I kind of want to go through the process with this thing, just for a laugh.
Welcome to Allanor. Do you have anything to declare? Please note that the Emergency War Act is in effect.
This guy sounds like Chancellor Iraq, but they just lowered the pitch.
I wonder if this drone knows that more than 900,000 years have passed since its creators became extinct. That won't help.
The importation of weapons is...
Oh. I'm skipping dialogue a lot today. It basically said the importation of weapons is prohibited. Please surrender your weapons. So we're going to say no.
I think your regulations are a bit out of date.
For failure to comply with the instructions of an authorized customs agent, you are hereby scheduled for immediate dispersal. Implementing dispersal order. Implementing...
Enterprise, emergency beam out, now!
Okay.
Captain, our long-range sensors are picking up a sporadic gamma particle trail. It appears to be headed in this direction.
Could it be a cloaked Romulan vessel?
That is the most probable cause.
If we assume it's a warbird, how long do we have before it arrives?
Traveling at maximum warp, it would arrive in approximately 2 hours.
We can't afford to leave yet.
Crusher to Picard. I've released everyone back to normal duties.
Well, I can tell that because Worf and Data are on the bridge apparently fine, so...
Good. We've got to get back to the planet. We've lost too much time already.
Okay, that's the only reason I wanted to do that, because I thought the crew died and that was it, but apparently not. And it also shows that the Romulans, or at least something, is coming towards us if we stay here too long. So I will go back here. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's put it back in. Because yes, we can put it back in to stop it from doing anything. I think we've got something here.
The grill has a latticed molecular structure. It may have been engineered to optimize energy dispersal. The composition of the alloy seal is different than that of the grill. A phaser setting of 8 should be sufficient to remove it.
Okay, so basically this is our route out. Setting 8, well, just keep it on maximum, it's fine. I love the attention to detail, because in lore, a phaser does have 16 settings, and I believe that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, yes. 16 being vaporize, and 0, or at least 1 being minimal stun. And everything in between going from sort of light, medium, heavy stun to kill, heavy kill, slight vaporization, and full vaporization. I'm making some of that up, but yeah. Okay, so let's... Oop, bang my microphone. Let's get this grill out of the way. There we go. It's actually kind of hard to see, but there's this kind of like stuff on the bars here. But it was there. Anyway, we need this, so let's just take it and run away before the drone has a go at us.
This passage is taking us farther away from the source of the Cochrane field.
Oh, look at this.
What? It's a curious combination, Captain.
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of this stuff looks pretty dated by Federation standards. Other things are so advanced, I can't even guess what they're for.
So again, skipped a bit of dialogue from Picard. This tends to be a thing when, you know, you're trying to click about doing stuff and then suddenly a bit of dialogue pops up. And because I've got dialogue on text, if I click my mouse, it immediately skips to the next part of the dialogue. So I do apologize for that.
These chambers were carved out of the rock.
Have you got anything here?
These panels are hooked into some kind of data transmission network.
Okay.
I'm not picking...
Don't think there's anything else in here, but there is a computer panel up here, so... Let's have a look.
We might be able to program the Chodak isolinear rod to activate this panel. It's a control panel.
Yes. Whole adjacent isolinear port. Subject is part of manual ejections mechanism. So basically, it's a manual CD ejection port. If you remember, if you ever had a CD-ROM, you get a paper clip or something else of similar size, you poke it in the hole, and it forces the door open. Lovely. Some technology just spans across species.
There. That should do it.
Oh, okay. So we've got some options here.
It's a control panel.
This appears to be a list of events.
Catastrophic system failure, emergency procedure initiated, blah 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 blah.
I can't tell what time span the list covers. Line entry F could be us accessing this panel.
Rod question mark question mark question mark. Unauthorized entry, unauthorized arrival. These things. I recall later on we have to use some Chodak transporters, and there's a certain code we have to use because there's different locations and most of them don't work or will kill you. So G7, G8. G8 malfunction, so G7 seems to be a possibly the one we need to do. And there, sentry disabled, that's probably the drone in the main chamber.
The unscheduled arrival at line D is probably our arrival.
Exactly. Then sentry AA3-G must be that derelict drone.
Let's go back to the first page of entries. Line 6 must be the Romulans' arrival.
It looks like they used the transporter and then returned to the arrival area.
Perhaps they destroyed the main transporter to prevent anyone else from finding any information about the Unity device.
Transporter G4. Okay, so G4 and G7. Okay.
It looks as if the Romulans landed a shuttle in some kind of landing dock as well as beaming in. I wonder why.
It's the red screen of death, or black screen of death in this case, I guess.
It appears to be a...
Okay. Dispatch repair unit. Yes. Okay. System failures.
It appears to be...
Activate facility. Facility activated. All right.
Be a control.
I think that's it. Okay. Can we access the main database now because we activated the facility? Okay. Guess not. Yeah, okay, let's take the thing because I don't think we can do anything else now.
It looks like this is part of the environmental maintenance facilities of the planet.
This looks awesome. I love the artwork in this game when it really puts its mind to it.
I would be happier if we were in a less exposed position.
Oh, of course you would, Dwarf.
I find Chodak architecture a bit unsettling.
That's a good way to put it. With all the sharp angles that Chodak architecture goes for, it's definitely a more unsettling look.
This appears to be an environment.
Alright, let's go to the next passage. Okay. Okay, just looking at the time I've got here, I think I might cut this session off here. Oh, I say that. What the hell? That's some nice animation there going.
The large drone appears to be repairing the smaller one.
I noticed an infrared flash transmitted between the two drones. I think it might have been some kind of deactivation signal.
We could attempt to duplicate the pulse with the tricorder's output synthesizer.
And that might allow us to turn the drones on and off ourselves.
Interesting. The system works by separating the factors of the fifth-order hyperbolic equation and...
Data, just do it.
Yes, Captain. It is an automated... The drone is fully operational. The drone appears to be... It is too far away.
Too far away, eh? Okay. Bye. I guess we're not deactivating that drone then. Okay, interesting. What is there to look at? Platform... Oh, there he goes. He's back. He's back. Okay, can we...
It's too far...
Oh, this is annoying. The game's got this loading symbol when it's doing something, and I can't do anything while it does that. Okay, let's try this.
It's too far...
I guess I can't do anything then. I think there's something on the floor here. What is this? Sheet of metal. Okay. I have a sheet of metal and a paperclip. I have a paperclip on an alien planet. I guess, again, paperclips are one of those kind of universal bits of technology that, you know, they just work. They're just good for holding pieces of paper and ejecting your CDs from stuck drives. Alright. Okay, so before we proceed any further, I'm going to stop here. Yes, stop that. And yeah, a bit of a mixed bag this episode, mostly because of the crash problems I was having with the start of the episode with the fight against the presumably Chodak ship. And Horst III was just a bit disappointing. That it's like all you had to do was scan that computer and that's it. And the observation device, and that was it. There was nothing else there, and unfortunately I skipped a bit of dialogue as well, so yeah, mixed bag. But now we're finally on Allanor. Things are picking up again, so next episode we will hopefully complete, or at least get through most of Allanor. And I think after that, it's we try to find the Unity device itself. So yeah, join me next time for episode 9, and we'll see how far we can get. So until then, take care.